Welcome to our Wodify tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to cover recording gymnastics. Before we talk too much about recording the actual scores, we want to mention one quick thing. When we were talking about gymnastics in terms of scoring, if you do bodyweight exercises, for example a bodyweight dip or a bodyweight pull-up, then that'll be recorded as a gymnastics item. If you do a weighted pull-up or a weighted dip, you want to make sure that it actually says weighted ring dips. And I'm actually going to add it to Brandon's real quick. And if it's weighted, it's weightlifting versus gymnastics because you're lifting weights. So it is a little bit different. We want to be aware of that. So I'm just going to add this to Brandon's, and we'll see that it says weighted dips versus dips. So if you are doing weight, you want to make sure that you add and record weighted dips as a weightlifting exercise. So this looks just like the weightlifting we covered in the previous tutorial. It does have this rep scheme line here. It's not super important. I usually don't encourage people to worry about it. But let's say that Brandon ended up doing 4 sets of 5 at 25 pounds. He would record it just like that and hit save. So in terms of gymnastics, gymnastics will look a little bit different. Gymnastics, we're going to still have the sets and the reps, but we're not going to have the weight. And we are, instead of the weight, we're going to have this button here. So it's actually interesting looking at this because I know that Brandon actually did RX, and we're going to talk about what that means in a moment. So again, we can record the sets and the reps. So today's ring dips were supposed to be 5 sets of 5 to 8 reps. So Brandon has indicated he did 2 sets of 8 reps. So chances are that he did a few more sets, but maybe did only 7 or 6 reps. So he didn't record those. Now he did do these at proper body weight. So he did full range of motion. He did it without any assistance, so there was no box under his toe, no band under his knee, anything like that. He did actual ring dips. And that's where this button comes in. This button stands for RX, or as prescribed. It's a carryover from the medical community where prescriptions are labeled RX. So if you do a gymnastics movement without any scaling or assistance, so if you do a pull-up without a band under your foot, if you do a full range handstand push-up, things like that, you're doing it RX. So this, when Brandon recorded his results here, he should have ended up clicking on this and then clicking save. Actually, and the same thing with Edwin, so I'm just going to go and edit these real quick. They did theirs body weight. Now you can see with Jamie, he did already click RX, so he marked his off as RX. You can see Selena marked hers off as RX, the same with Margaret, who didn't use a band. Whereas, actually no one who did scaled recorded. So someone like Amy had done scaled dips. She can record this as well. So she can put in, let's say, 4 sets of 5, and then she can note how she scaled this. So I don't remember what she did in terms of actual bands, but let's say that she used the black band. She would type in black band. If you use 2, you can type 2. If you use 2 different bands, you can type what they are. So you can still record your results even though they're scaled. And basically differentiate between doing it unassisted with the RX button selected in blue, or assisted with the RX button deselected, and then just note what you did. That's recording gymnastics. In the next section we're going to talk about recording WODs.